meteorologist Chase Jones.
All right, it's a pretty wild Cinco de Mayo, starting out with some severe weather, a power outage, and as we make our way into an evening, seeing that tornado watch. Now, let's take a good look at some of these environmental factors, see if we can't see where this tornado is supposed to show up. Of course, low cloud cover with those high winds out of the east as we make our way into a pretty chilly evening. I put 61 degrees, and we are already there, so we could cool off even more, getting that overnight low all wrong already. Now, temperatures over the last 24 hours all the way down into those lower 60s, seeing that storm shower activity pop off earlier this morning, a gradual warm up into those mid 70s, and you see how sharply we drop off as we drop down into those lower 60s. I keep saying it, and we could cool off even more overnight, but I'm on my lookout for some of that severe weather to make its way in from the south. 61 in San Angelo, everybody else in a combination of lower 60s, if not those upper 50s, except for still holding on some heat way out there in Ozona. Shades of green have pushed it away completely in from the east all the way out towards the west. 68 in Ozona, 61 in Coleman, looking like 7 degrees across the entire Concho Valley. We had 20 earlier today, if not 24, because it was holding on to some of those stronger 80s. Now, that's what I want to see for severe weather. That's what the atmosphere likes. But right now, we just held on to some of those cooler temperatures. You saw we only made our way up into those lower 70s. Now, dew points are in those lower 50s, or at least those upper 50s, while dew points down to the south are in those lower 60s. The humidity indices are anywhere in those 80s and those 90s. So that is the atmospheric sweet spot. That's the tipping point I'm looking for. But of course, we're seeing too high of wind. So it's very tricky when we're talking about the perfect environmental factors when looking for severe weather. Now, this is the moisture tracker out to about Tuesday morning around lunchtime. You see that dry line pushing across the entire Concho Valley, going to shape up for a beautiful Tuesday. So we just have to get through tonight, and then we're going to see some more stable conditions make their way in through the rest of the week, because you have 6 days to go until Mother's Day. Now, upper level pattern, going to show you what I'm talking about with this cutoff low trying to fight its way across the panhandle, shows up somewhere around Arkansas. Then, of course, we're on the tail end of that unstable activity, but high pressure right behind it for a beautiful week as we make our way through the first week sort of May. Now, water vapor imagery showing you what I'm looking for as far as convection. You see a whole lot of activity around New Mexico. Now, they saw about 6 inches of snow up there near Albuquerque, across the Panhandle, seeing some severe weather. A whole lot of storm chasers in the area because we're expecting it off towards the south. Now, I take you into severe weather outlook because it is the state of Texas today, and when we take a good look at hail probability, it's the entire southwestern side of the Concho Valley. Now, you saw the atmospheric conditions. It's definitely prime out there for hail fuel, but I think the winds are just too strong. Now, we're looking at the infrared satellite because we're getting a good look at how quickly the storm runs out of fuel across Sonora, but we still see that tornado watch box for the entire southwestern part that falls inside of that hail probability as well. Radar cranked on right now, keeping our eye on a little bit of that steam kettle action, Zach. You're getting pretty good at doing the weather, but we're watching the storm for any more develop. Now, this is the futurecast, and this is where things are supposed to be. Keep your eye off towards the south near Junction as this storm that was supposed to be near Sonora makes its way out of the area. Going to have the team stick around a little bit towards 1 a.m. to keep our eye on this storm that's going to push in near Junction. Now, Jordan, this is what we were talking about overnight. It's going to make its way still through the southeastern portion of the entire Concho Valley, and as we make our way closer towards 4 a.m., it could get a lot severe. Now, that's if we see it by tonight. Off towards the west, this system is the frontal boundary we keep our eye on for some of those clearing conditions. So by the time we make our way into that morning commute, everything should be completely out of the way. So tonight, we're going to drop down into those upper 50s, but I'm on the lookout for severe weather, some damaging hail, and some flash flooding. So be careful out there so first responders can get to and from those emergencies. Be severe weather ready. Then tomorrow, a good run at those lower 80s. Everything will clear up by lunch, but that clear sky going to allow us to cool off pretty quickly. Make sure you turn on those alerts tonight so that you are ready, and then turn them up as well, and then have your severe weather plan ready. By tomorrow, everything clears out of the way, but that cutoff low pretty strong as we hold on to those 80s throughout the rest of the week until Mother's Day, while those overnight lows hang out in those 50s. Stay tuned. More the break. You're watching KSAN News at 10.